Hello and welcome to More Ones to Glory. Here you see the first game. 5-0, and that's fair because I literally stood no chance and I forfeited with 2 minutes to go. This guy really didn't deserve to be this rank. Even though my finishing was poor in that game, he still was way better than me. I don't know why I always check the scoreboard at first, but I might as well. Also, I know some of you might leave after a fair amount of time, like after the first game or after like 2 minutes. So since you're here right now, I'm just gonna ask you, do you guys want me to make the videos like these, like they are now, so the whole games, or do you guys want me to make the highlights so I can maybe show more games, or even like what happened in maybe all of the games if the highlights aren't that special? So yeah, leave a comment now, because if you wait you might forget it. So yeah, thanks for doing it and enjoy the video. Also, first goal was really easy. I don't know why I had no power behind that, but eventually he of course got an easy save. He waited way too long and eventually got a really bad flick which I could save easily, and I decided to just smack it upfield. But yeah, it didn't quite work, but I didn't suppose that it worked, but I only hoped that he would get a hard time saving it and that I would just, you know, get the ball, get some possession and go for some shots and everything. Here I again win the 50 and can set up an attack. I don't. Luckily I get the boost there and I go for what seems to be a double tap, but eventually I thought like, nah, I won't do this because if I miss I'll definitely concede, and I did not want that to happen. After all, I stressed it a bit and eventually give him a 50, which if he went earlier he really could have scored easily. Here I decided to flick it out for him, didn't quite work out, but he doesn't push, so I just get another hit, but the hit was very weak. Here I don't really know what he was going for. I also missed, so if I just got a good touch on it, it would have definitely been it. Yeah, here I get quite unlucky with the way I bounce on the floor, even though it does not really make any sense. But that doesn't really matter. Here, I decide to save it, but I couldn't. And yeah, eventually I conceded the 1-1. Yet I win another kickoff, and this looks like a pretty decent game apart from the goal I conceded. Or I do a really good cut, but sadly he gets it. He gets the bump, and then I just pass it to him. I don't know why, because with a better shot he would have definitely caused me some issues, but that doesn't matter. He didn't, so yeah. Again, he here gives me so much time and goes up the wall, which gives me the easiest goal I probably would have scored in this game so far, even though I nearly touched it to him and he nearly saved it, but it went in, so luckily for me. Here I make the same mistake that I always make, pushing way too early. When I see these sort of situations I always think like, okay, let's just go ball, but that does not always work. Here I lose the kickoff and decide to go for a demo, but he double jumps. But I still have enough boost, so I was like, nah, let's just go for the ball. Here I again bump him. If he would have done more with this ball, then definitely he wouldn't have been drawing right now, because he could have easily scored this with a little bit more speed, but I guess that's just diamond still, because I assumed here I was still in diamond. Because, be honest, this doesn't really look like champ. Here I pull shot it into the net, and you know, that wasn't the best pull shot I've ever done, but still. Here I now trail 2-3, and I'm like, I'm not really gonna lose this, right? I was up 2 times, and here I just go for a dribble. Immediately I think like, what am I gonna do? And I do nothing. And again, with a better clear he could have easily scored, but he doesn't, so he just gives me the opportunity to do something. Here I decide to give it my best shot, and even decide to get a shot, he fails to control the ball and gives it back to me. I shoot, get a really bad shot off, and here I shoot again. This one does not go in because he gets a pretty decent save, and my finishing being as poor as it is, yeah. The only thing that was in my favor is that I didn't concede a goal. Oh wait, never mind, I'll take that back, because I did concede eventually. Now 2-4, and I really have had a tough time finding the back of the net. But that's not a problem, you'd say, right? Because here I have plenty of time to come back, and since I'm showing you the game, I must do something. And eventually, yes, I scored a 3-4, and it's definitely a game again. Here I am really happy that I scored, and I had all the confidence in the world that I would score another one. Here I just grabbed some boost, went back, took it slow, challenged the ball, got his boost, which eventually was really nice. And I have talked about this so much in streams, and even maybe in the Once to Glory series. Flicking before the guy challenges, just before the guy challenges, is so OP. And it shows, because I now draw the game instead of losing. So yeah, here I go for one final attack. Of course he taps it, makes sense. And we are into overtime, and I'm actually quite nervous. Because even though I was trailing 4-2 with 40 seconds to go and just drew, this still didn't look convincing to me. But that doesn't matter, because I have had the overtime, and he didn't just get the win this easily. Here I decide to leave it, and eventually that ended up working in my favor because I scored. And that was game. If the last 50 seconds weren't as perfect for me as they were, then I would have never won. But with that, that is game 2, but the first game that I'm gonna show you. Here I have another game. I won this one 6-3. And now on to game 2, where I play against Vera. Sounds a bit like Thera, so it's a good name. Immediately I win the kickoff, but I can't really get the ball into the net. Try to go for a bump, but of course the bump doesn't work because I have no boost and I can't get up to speed. So yeah, here I wanted to check if he was there, tried to get the ball on my car and just flick it, and it went in. The flick didn't go in, but eventually the shot did. And yeah, as you can see, maybe a bit of a misplay by him, but there's not much he could do. He probably thought it was going in anyway. And why I didn't skip the replay? Well, I was on my phone just answering texts. I know, because I literally just played these games. Here I thought like, wow, I'm really doing pretty decent. I should maybe go on with this. Here I found this pretty funny because it was quite lucky with the way he was flipping. So yeah, 2-0, and I kinda got lucky. Here I decide to go for a shot. I wait a bit and then go for the shot, but as I mispredict everything there, it doesn't work. Here I get a really slow turn, but eventually get lucky on the 50, get enough time to get some boost. But eventually he comes there. He doesn't get the best shot off, which makes me save it easily. Then I get the boost and make a mistake on the turn. I wanted to go for an air dribble here, but I soon realized I messed up. Then eventually did a little bit of an air dribble just to make sure that he didn't score it at once. Got a pretty weak challenge, and yeah, here I tried to fake him, doesn't quite work out. Here I go for the pinch, doesn't quite work out. But this 50 does work out, luckily. Here I tried to go for goal and it's in. He did not have enough time to come back, and I was really thinking like, he really should have saved that probably. But eventually he didn't, so, you know, let's just say that I was kinda lucky. Here eventually he goes for something. I decide to challenge quickly, and eventually that gives me the goal. I was so confident that I even did a pre-flip to score it. Now you can call this one of the easiest pre-flips there are, but still, it's a pre-flip. And as you can see, I haven't lost one kickoff yet. And I did pretty good in these kickoffs. I don't know why. Here I again try to fake him, but this guy doesn't get faked. And I go for the demo. Quite a decent job. Here I go for a shot. It was not a good shot, but it definitely was a decent save by my enemy. Or opponent. Here I get a really bad 50 and eventually get scored on. And I was thinking like, who cares? It's 4-1 and I'm probably not gonna clip this game anyway, because I'm doing so good. But yeah, eventually immediately after, this guy stole my boost, bumped me, and demoed me. All of these things eventually worked in my favor. Maybe you don't think that the boost steal thing went in my favor, but yeah, that wasn't.
Hello?
Here my controller, here I blame my controller, but I remember now looking back on it that it really wasn't my controller. Here I make a good decision going for his boost, because that makes him go back. He misses the boost, and I Theraflick him.
Oh my god! Let's go with Theraflick! The Mao, noob!
And yeah, that was an amazing Theraflick. Oh yeah, don't tell anyone, but at 200 subs I'm holding a Theraflicking contest to already get some clips in. Shh, don't tell anyone. Also, free goal, kickoff. Not really much to say about that, but the Theraflick was definitely nice to do. Here I tried to pre-flip. A worse one was not possible. But yeah, here he gets the shot, misses. And I was thinking like, wow, this guy might actually pose some danger, as he again does a pretty decent shot, but I can easily save this. I take my time, which was a mistake by me. Bump him, which was a mistake by me. I missed the boost. Eventually give him the easiest goal of his life after he faked me. And now 6-3. Nothing could really go wrong, right? There's still 1 minute and 36 seconds to go. His finishing hasn't been the best, and my finishing has been quite decent, apart from the fact that I've scored a kickoff goal. Well, here he goes for the dribble, and again gets a really dangerous shot off, which again does not go in, goes over, and he was just thinking like, free goal, and yeah, I scored 7-3. But that's not the time for him to give up yet, because there's still 1 whole minute to go, and every player that has gotten a decent amount of time in a game can tell a good story about how he won a game, because he scored 4 goals in 1 minute after being behind. And it shows right here, right now. 7-4 with 1 minute to go and 10 seconds in game time after I said that, he scored. So here again he goes for the shot, again scores, and now he still has 56 seconds to score only 2 goals, while I was just talking about 4 goals in 1 minute. And still, as this seemed highly unlikely because of the strong game I've had in the beginning, I still needed to be aware, and here I shoot, get a pretty decent 50 off, but eventually get demoed, which gives him so much time. And yeah, he decides to take it slow, eventually go for the bump on me. Doesn't quite work. I get bumped just to get the boost, and here I'm thinking like, nothing's really going to happen, is it? Because his attacks haven't been as concerning anymore. Here I bump him, still have to come back quickly. I might have used too much boost, but that's not really the problem. As he goes for boost, and as there's only 4 seconds to go, I decided to just drift around a bit, and yeah, that's game. It's 7-5, and that was actually a pretty good game. And that's going to be it for today's episode of Once to Glory. What you're gonna see here is I lost this game and I eventually got Diamond 3 Division 2, but I will thank you guys all for watching, and I now know my placement is Diamond 3 Division 2, and see ya! And take care, people.